All right, now let's get more from author Joe Siracusa, a security and diplomacy professor at Curtin University. He joins me now live from Melbourne. Thank you very much, Professor, for joining us here on TRT World. Now, just about an hour ago, I was speaking to our correspondent in Moscow, and she told me that Russian media is saying that this report by the statement by the UK alleging that Moscow is trying to install a pro-Russian president in Ukraine marks the end of diplomacy. Does it?
I think there's a lot to that statement, actually. Look, Russia, the former Soviet Union, never sent the Red Army without a playbook. And part of the playbook was when you got to Eastern and Central Europe, you had people who were going to work with you. I mean, keep in mind, Ukraine was part of the Soviet Union for 70 years. Their history goes back hundreds of years. There would be lots of pro-Russian sentiment in Ukraine. And when the time comes, when the Russians attack, and I am sure the Russian Federation will be attacking Ukraine very shortly. Keep in mind that when Russia attacked Georgia in 2008 and attacked Crimea in 2014, on both occasions, Russia attacked during the Olympic Games, the summer games and the winter games. So that's probably when they're going to go. But look, having people in place to work with the Russians would be normal. They would see that as saving some lives down the road. And look, this is no big news. The fact that the Western alliances have to release this kind of information shows you how desperate they are, because nothing is going to deter Vladimir Putin from taking action. Now, let's say for a moment he doesn't want war. He certainly wants the fruits of war. And you know what he really doesn't want is he doesn't want NATO and Ukraine. He doesn't want offensive weapons there. Many of his complaints are legitimate, and I think we have to listen to him. Is he bluffing? Well, President Obama famously said in 2014, superpowers don't bluff. Vladimir Putin has 6,000 strategic nuclear weapons, thousands of tactical nuclear weapons. I mean, this is not a guy who's fooling around with us. He's telling us exactly what he's going to do. Now, I gather that there's going to be a major air offensive, plus a cyber attack to turn off the lights and the traffic signals, to be followed up by a ground offensive as soon as his forces are in place within 2 weeks, which corresponds with the Beijing Olympics. So the timeline is about right. And, people say Putin will have to pay a heavy price if he attacks Ukraine. Well, keep in mind that he controls 45% of the energy of Europe. If he wants to, it's going to be a very cold winter in Europe, and those people will be voting against their governments. So they have to be very careful what they're going to do. Now, they also say that if he moves, Russia's going to pay a very high price. Right. Let me tell you, if he doesn't move, he's going to pay a high price, because he's already put himself in the cat seat here, and people are looking for him in his own country to do something about it.
All right, Professor Joe Siracusa, thank you very much for talking to us here on TRT World.